Welcome back to my channel where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about the value of old Lincoln 1 cents, this video is for you. Today we're diving into Lincoln 1 cents. Specifically, we'll be talking about 1974, 1976, 1978, and 1981 Lincoln 1 cents with different mint marks and conditions. These cents could be worth way more than a single cent sell for thousands of dollars in today's market. Let's go. Started first up. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most interesting and valuable pennies out there, the 1976 Lincoln 1 cent coin without a mint mark. This coin may look like just another penny at first glance, but in reality, it could be worth much more than its face value, especially if it's in fine condition. Stick around as we explore its history, rarity, and why this penny can be worth big money in today's market. The value of the 1976 Lincoln 1 cent coin, let's first take a look at its background. 1976 was a significant year for the United States as the country celebrated its bicentennial, the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The United States Mint produced special coins to commemorate the event, including a bicentennial quarter, half dollar, and dollar coin. However, the Lincoln 1 cent coin didn't get any special treatment except for the fact that it was issued during this historic year. Now, what makes the 1976 Lincoln cent so interesting is the absence of the mint mark. Most pennies minted in 1976 feature a mint mark to indicate where they were produced, either in Philadelphia, no mint mark, but the 1976 Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark was produced in Philadelphia, which is the only location that didn't use a mint mark for circulation coins that year. While that may sound straightforward, it's actually what makes this coin a little bit special. So, is there anything else that makes the 1976 Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark rare? Well, the coin's value is mainly tied to its condition. Coins in better condition, especially those with minimal wear and crisp details, can be worth a lot more than those in poor shape. If your 1976 Lincoln 1 cent is fine condition, meaning it shows some wear, but the details on Lincoln's portrait, the date, and the reverse side are still clear, then it could be worth between an extremely fine or uncirculated condition, its value skyrockets. A coin that has visible wear and has been carefully preserved could be worth anywhere from $500,000 or even more, depending on the coin's quality and demand. The better the condition, the higher the price it can fetch at auction or from collectors. The 1976 Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark, in uncirculated or proof-like condition, could be a standout piece in your collection. In some cases, these coins have sold for more than $600,000, depending on rarity and the market at the time. Of course, coin values fluctuate, and factors like market demand, the condition of your coin, and where you're selling it can all affect its price. So, if you've got a 1976 Lincoln 1 cent in your collection and you're curious about its value, it might be worth having it evaluated by a professional numismatist or taking it to a trusted coin dealer. The 1976 Lincoln 1 cent is one of the most rare coins out there. It was produced in large quantities, so while some examples may be valuable, there are still plenty of them in circulation. Next up, the Lincoln 1 cent, first introduced in 1909, is one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this cent features the Lincoln 1 cent, the obverse, and the classic wheat reverse, later replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. By 1978, millions of these coins were produced. But not all cents are created equal. If you've ever looked closely at a United States coin, you might notice small letters indicating where it was minted, like a master work for Denver or for San Francisco. But if your 1978 Lincoln 1 cent doesn't have a mint mark, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This is perfectly normal for coins from Philadelphia before 1980. The secret lies in the coin's condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. A 1978 Lincoln 1 cent in fine condition shows moderate wear but retains most of its details. While it's a rare coin, its condition can still determine its worth to collectors. In fine condition, a 1978 Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark typically holds its face value of 1 cent. However, if you have a penny in uncirculated condition, its value can jump to $600,000, sometimes even higher, depending on demand. Rare grading conditions like heavyweight or higher can fetch up to $100,000 or more at auctions. So, why would collectors care about a 1978 Lincoln 1 cent? It's necessarily about rarity. Instead, collectors value these coins for their historical significance, design, and the challenge of finding high-quality specimens from circulation. Next up, today we're diving into a specific and quite fascinating coin, the 1981 Lincoln 1 cent with the D mint mark. We're going to discuss what makes this coin special, how you can identify its condition, and what its current value is on the market. 1 cent coin. Stick around to the end because there's a big surprise that has been in circulation since 1909. On the front, we have President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a portrait that has stood the test of time. On the reverse side, we see the familiar wheat stalks that were part of the design until 1958, after which it was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial. Now, you might be asking, what's the big deal about the D mint mark? Well, in 1981, the United States Mint produced these coins at 2 locations, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The D mint mark, which we're focusing on today, signifies that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. This mint produces millions of coins each year, but a coin from Denver can sometimes hold a unique value, especially if it's in exceptional condition. The fine condition of a coin, or referring to a specific grading system. Coin grading can be a little complex, but in simple terms, a fine coin shows clear details, though it may have some wear or minor scratches. For a 1981 Lincoln 1 cent, this means that Lincoln's features on the obverse are still visible, but perhaps a little softened. The coin should also have its overall design intact, though it might have some slight discoloration from years of circulation. Now, let's talk about what this coin is worth today. A 1981 Lincoln 1 cent with the D mint mark in fine condition can be worth more than you think. As of recent market trends, you can expect this coin to be valued around $100,000 in fine condition. It's a rare coin, but depending on the demand and market fluctuations, it can still hold modest value. However, it's important to keep in mind that a coin's worth can vary greatly depending on its exact grade and collector interest. If you have a 1981 Lincoln 1 cent in uncirculated or mint state, its value can be significantly higher than that of a coin in fine condition. Plus, coins with special characteristics like or those with unique minting issues can be worth even more. So if you come across a 1981 1 cent with an unusual defect, definitely get it checked out by a professional. Here's how you can determine the condition of your own coins. Start by carefully inspecting the surfaces for signs of wear. Use a magnifying glass to zoom in on the details, especially around Lincoln's face and the lettering. Check the reverse as well for clarity. If you're unsure, you can consult a coin grading guide or take your collection to a professional appraiser who can give you an accurate grade. If you have a 1981 Lincoln 1 cent that you think might be worth something, where can you sell it? First, local coin shops and dealers are a great place to get your coin appraised. You can also sell it online through auction sites like eBay or specialized coin marketplaces. Just be sure to do your research and find a trustworthy platform to avoid any potential scams. Next up today, we're going to be diving deep into a specific coin. The 1978 Lincoln 1 cent with a D mint mark. And yes, we're going to talk about its current market value, what makes it so special, and whether or not it's worth holding on to. Here we have a 1978 Lincoln 1-cent coin, and this particular piece has a D Mint mark, which means it was struck at the Denver Mint. This is important to collectors because mint marks help identify the location where a coin was made, which can affect its rarity and value. A fine coin typically has details that are still discernible, although it may show signs of wear and light scratching. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side will be visible, and the portrait of Lincoln will be clear, but with some softening of the features due to wear. The 1978 Lincoln 1 cent with a D Mint mark in fine condition can range in value depending on the exact market and the seller. Typically, you might see these coins being sold for anywhere from 10 to 20 cents in this condition, which implies a key factor in coin collecting and rarity. And the 1978 D Mint mark Lincoln 1 cent in general isn't as common as some of its counterparts. However, when it comes to coins in higher grades, these coins can reach a much higher price, sometimes as much as $400,000, depending on the demand and market fluctuations. So, what does this mean for you as a collector? If you happen to have a 1978 Lincoln 1 cent with a D Mint mark and it's in fine condition or better, it's a good idea to hang on to it. As the years pass, the demand for older coins can sometimes increase, especially if the coin is in good condition and has limited availability in the market. In fact, certain factors such as popularity among collectors, the overall condition of the coin, and even changes in the economy can drive up its value over time. Now, if you're actively collecting coins and want to find more of these valuable cents, here are some tips for spotting a 1978 Lincoln 1 cent in great condition. Next up today, we're diving into a specific coin that could be worth way more than its face value. It's the 1974 Lincoln 1 cent coin with the D Mint mark. You might have one of these in your collection, or even better, you might have one sitting in your change jar right now, waiting to be discovered. Let's get into the details of this coin's history, condition, and its potential value in today's market. Trust me, this is one you don't want to miss. First things first, let's talk about what makes the 1974 Lincoln 1 cent so special. This coin, like other Lincoln 1 cent, features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. The reverse side features the famous Lincoln Memorial, which has been a staple of the 1 cent design for decades. But what's really interesting about the 1974 Lincoln 1 cent is that it's a great example of how small differences in a coin's condition. Now, you might be wondering what makes a coin worth more than face value. The answer lies in several key factors, mainly the coin's condition, the mint mark, and how rare it is in that specific condition. In this video, we're focusing on the 1974 Lincoln 1 cent with the D Mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver, Colorado. The general 1974 Lincoln 1 cent in circulated condition is still worth just 1 cent, but if you're holding on to one that is in extra fine condition, you're looking at a significantly higher value, especially if it's a well-preserved example. Extra fine condition means that the coin has only slight wear visible on the highest points of the design, but the details of Lincoln's face, the lettering, and the Lincoln Memorial should still be sharp and crisp. Coins in this condition are much harder to find because most pennies from circulation are heavily worn over time. So, how much could your 1974 Lincoln 1 cent with a D Mint mark be worth, and extra fine condition coins in extra fine condition can sell anywhere from $600,000 on average? But if you happen to have one with very sharp details and little to no signs of wear, or if you've got one with a unique variety, that value can climb even higher. If you have an uncirculated 1974 Lincoln 1 cent, especially one that's never been in circulation, that can push the value much higher, potentially even in the $800,000 range, or more depending on the auction or dealer. If your 1974 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark is in extra fine condition, here's a quick tip. Check the details of Lincoln's beard, hairline, and the columns of the Lincoln Memorial. If the lines are still sharp and well-defined and you can easily read the date, then you're likely dealing with a coin that's in great shape. To evaluate the condition properly, you'll need a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. The clearer the details of the coin, especially around the facial features and memorial design, the better its condition. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more videos on hidden gems in your pocket change. Thanks for watching and happy hunting.